Everybody, don't know if you can hear or see me yet. I'm trying to see if I've gone live, but don't know. Just put it in the comments if you can see me, hear me, please. I've had a good week. Been a very busy week this week. So I think I've just got a notification to say that I'm live. You never know. Maybe not. Oh yeah, I have. Yes, I have. Right, so hi everybody. If you just let me know you can hear me, please. Lovely listeners. We're sort of coming across. Hello, mate. You all right? Hear and see me, all right? Oh. Thanks, Simon. Thanks, right.
Oh. Right.
That's Terry. Hi, Terry.
Let's go. You have to bear with my t-shirt tonight. It looks like I'm invisible, but
it does.
Hey ho, hey ho. Right, are we ready? Let's get fit and let's get dancing.
As a duly designated representative of the city, I order you to cease any and all supernatural activity and return forthwith to your place of origin or to the next convenient parallel dimension.
Whoa. Just hold up 1 minute there.
It's not who you're gonna call,
but it's who you're gonna listen to. And if you ain't afraid of no ghost, stay tuned for the EGH Paranormal Talk Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the EGH Paranormal Talk Show, live and exclusive on Pulse Talk Radio. It's the 14th of February. It's 8 o'clock. It's the top of the hour. I really just want to cut to the news, but I haven't got that power just to cut to the news. 14th of February. Why did I say February?
I don't know. Valentine's Day. Are you in love?
No, God knows why I said the 14th of February. Everyone's going to think it's a pre-recorded show. It's not. Honestly, guys, I promise you, it's not a pre-recorded show. We are here. We are live. It's raining outside. Oh, that's not even funny, is it? Because it rains every... but no, it's the 14th of April. Friday the 14th of April. It is 8 o'clock. Well, it's 3 minutes past 8. Welcome to everybody. My wonderful, wonderful co-host is here with me as well. Good evening, Mr. Simon Hardy. How are we?
I'm all good, mate. You?
Busy. Let's get whizzy.
It has been.
Very busy today. So, and it hasn't stopped. It just feels like I have sat down around about, well, I must admit, I think I dozed off a little bit earlier on. I can't really remember that part.
Same, I did as well.
But we'll forget that sort of hour or something like that, because it's probably that sort of time. But no, welcome to everybody to the show tonight. Just a quick reminder, guys, if you want to get in contact with us tonight on the show, please remember the number has changed, okay? The number has changed. It is 07487 331688. Okay, so it's 07487 331688. That is the new number to get in contact with us on this show. I do believe it's going along the bottom of the screen. If you are watching us over on Facebook and YouTube, welcome. If you are listening on Pulse Talk Radio, please feel free to come in and join in the conversation over on Facebook. We would appreciate it. You can see our ugly mugs if you choose to, but if you don't, you're welcome just to stay listening on your airways like you do. But no, we've got a bit of an up and down show tonight because we've been so busy this week planning things, doing everything that we possibly can. We are going to sort of talk about a little bit of what we're going to talk about, Simon.
Right, how to become ghost hunters, paranormal investigators. I've sort of been reading a little bit about and how we got into it and bits like that, really, mate. Bits like that. What you need, what you don't need.
That's the you know. There's is a
According
very
to us, not according.
it doesn't matter what it is. You know, there's people out there that believe other things and not other things. So,
Exactly.
let's just say hello to people in the chat. We've got Ryan in the chat. We've got Dana in the chat. We've got Terry in the chat. The lovely Heidi Hansen all the way from Denmark in the chat. Maz is in the chat. Also, Jay, she's saying Jay is in the chat, and I am already getting corrected, as you can see.
Hi, Harley. I've just got to say hi, Harley.
Oh, there you go. If I missed that one, there you go. But no, we are going to sort of just touch on base of what sort of goes on and everything like that. We've got the lovely Stephanie has just joined us in the chat as well. Let me just draw you to one thing, guys. One thing first and foremost is tomorrow is Cyrus's first birthday.
Wow.
It's our first anniversary tomorrow, guys. And we are doing some bits in the shop for you. We've got some special lucky dip crystal bags that you can come and do. You can come and crack a geode if you want to see what's inside of a middle of a geode. We've got some brilliant discounts as well in the shop. So for every £15 spent in the shop, you will get one raffle ticket that enters you into a prize draw for free 2 tickets to our Cashie's Well Ghost Hunt. If you spend over £30, you will also get that raffle ticket to be entered into the prize draw, and you will get a 10% discount on your total. And if you spend over £50, you will also get your raffle ticket, and you'll get a 15% discount on your total purchases. So please pop down. We've got cakes, we've got some sweets, so you name it, we've got it for you tomorrow. Come down, come and speak to us. We're not asking you to buy anything. That's not what we're about. That's not. Just come down and have a chat.
I think we could all go one little bit further there. I think what we should also do, just for tomorrow only, if you come and book a reading and healing, you'll get it for £40 rather than £50, as long as you book it tomorrow and we book it into our diary.
That's it, exactly. All sorted. So you've got loads of bits and that. But one thing I will say is, if you can't get to the shop, we are running the deal online as well at www.cyrus.co.uk. So that's www.cyrus- no, it isn't. This is the most awkward website to say. It's www.cyrus-rus.co.uk. Okay, it's scrolling along the bottom of the screen for you. So it's www.russ.co.uk. You don't have no discount codes. It will automatically be added to your basket at the end of the checkout. You will also be entered into the prize draw as well. So that is all there for you to do. If you can't get in the shop tomorrow, just remember the deals are also running on the website at Cyrus. There's a hyphen between the Cy and the Rus.co.uk. The easiest thing to do is go to www.essexghosthunters.co.uk and click on the shop at the top of the screen, and that will take you directly to that link. All right, then that saves me trying to give out the wrong address. But it's what I do is, for anybody that is in the chat, you can see it all along the bottom, but the link will be uploaded along the bottom of the screen any minute now for you. So if you can see it come up in the comments, that is how it is said and pronounced. But if you're listening on Pulse Talk, I do apologise. Easiest way to do it, www.essexghosthunters.co.uk. Go to the click on the top, it says shop. Click there, and that will take you directly over to the promised land of Cyrus.co.uk. So yeah, they're all our deals. I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys. There'll be shameless plugs all the way through the show tonight. We're not letting this one go. All right, it is our birthday.
It's a big celebration. Come on,
it's a massive celebration.
Who'd have thought it? Who'd have thought it when we were sitting there on that first day?
Not me.
Nah, nor me.
but we've got there. We have got there. I've still got messages coming through, so we seem to be all right. So if you've got any questions that you want to ask us as well, guys, if you've got anything that you really want to talk about, I know there's a lot of people in the chat that we will be seeing tomorrow night at the so-called secret nuclear bunker. So that,
But do you know why it's called that and why it's like that?
because it's supposed to be a secret.
No, it's what was done there secretly. And nobody really knows what was carried out there secretly. There's bits and pieces come out, but you will never know it. I never knew till the other day that whole family spent 2 months down there. Months. Families. We've never been told that before, have we?
I suppose it's been some documented. It's just like if you were to read about it.
I think that was pretty hush-hush when that was built.
Well, it was built for the Cold War, so to speak. So, you know, what went on down there, I don't think...
Stayed down there. It literally did.
Yeah.
I don't think it come out. But anyway, we will no doubt uncover some of that tomorrow with our guests.
Hopefully, we shall uncover the goods tomorrow. So if you are joining us, let us know in the chat if you are joining us tomorrow. That would be nice. But I know Simon has been doing a little bit of not research, but
it's just...
I suppose it's different. I suppose it's different ways of thinking. So I'm going to hand over to Simon on this one, and I'll just butt in as and when I feel I need to.
Well, a lot of people come into the shop and talk to me and ask how we got into it and ask what you need. What do you need to become a paranormal investigator? What did we need all them years ago? I think it was to learn our field. I think if you go out there like Bill Murray at the Ghostbusters, you're going to come up for trouble because you're going to pay a ghost off just as much as what you're going to do if you're going to go out there and call it. Gain knowledge. I mean, there's a load more ways to gain knowledge than when I was a young man. You've got podcasts, you've got television programs that are doing it all over the place. But I still think it is advisable to learn about the field and the investigation techniques before you go on your first talk. And I'll go back to when we started, really. We did learn the basics. We went to a church in the freezing cold. We went to places. Yeah, we went to, I don't know if we did Plackley before we did our first event, but we did a lot of places. We found caches. Remember when we found caches? And how much time did we go back there before we did an event? Quite a few. So we learnt the area. We learnt what we might encounter in that area. And not that you can ever be prepared for things, but you're more prepared. If you know that area, if you go there in the daytime and then go back in night, it's going to be a different place. But if you go there in the day and then go as well in the night, you're used to it before. You get those changes. And I think it's do your research is what I would say. Make sure you do your research.
There's a bit of feedback there. That's a bit odd. Never heard that before. On my end as well. So is what you're saying is when you say do research.
Yeah. Not necessarily on the place you're going, but what to expect, what things can happen to you, what feelings you're going to get. Things like that. I don't necessarily. It's a good idea if you've got somebody that will research the place. That is a great idea. But if you're just going out with a couple of you, you're going to get time to research a place. You're going to go out, you're going to grab what you want to grab and go. But I think it's good to know what you're going to sort of come across or what you may experience, the feelings you're going to experience, the voices you may hear, the pushes you may hear, the stones at Bawley, things like that may happen to you.
So let's just strip that all the way back, yeah? Let's say that I am a total, never been ghost hunting in my life, but I want to get started.
Yeah.
What was the first thing that you would say to me? What do I need to do?
Right. I'd say read up
I'm not spiritual at this point.
Right, no, that's fine, because I think you don't have to be spiritual to be a paranormal investigator. You don't. No way, shape or form you have to be a paranormal investigator. But I would watch, I would read, I would listen to podcasts. I would try and join a group if I could, a group of people that do it. Or if you're spiritually inclined, join a mediumship circle. I think that's a great starting place. Or join a bunch of people that are like-minded.
Yes.
That are like-minded. You know, I mean, there was Adam, who was a total skeptic. There was Ryan, he was learning. There was me and you. That was our team in the beginning. But it worked.
Yes.
It formed
I
the basis
agreed.
of what we've got now. A big basis of what we've got now. So I think it's learned the paranormal field a little bit. Watch programs. Don't watch too many American programs, though. And that's not being unkind to listeners across the pond, but we are a bit demonic in America. But certainly just learn the field if you can. Just a little bit.
I say I think pretty much most of the UK based listeners, wrongly or rightly, how you ever want to see it, were pretty much brought up on the Most Haunted way of things.
Exactly.
Okay, that way of how to communicate, like it or loathe it. I know that paranormal investigations have been going on way before Most Haunted started, but they were the ones that would, they actually pushed the field to another level and made it. I think they made it approachable for everybody to do.
Yes.
With simple little things, you know, from the early days where, I believe in the early days, they really didn't have a medium, did they? They just were doing.
No, they just literally went to places, didn't they? And
15-minute shows.
I remember watching it with you. Yeah, I remember watching it with you. And they, nothing was happening. Do you remember? And it was great. But things were happening in people's homes. Do you remember that? Because I used to message in.
Yes. Yes.
My cats just leapt off the windowsill or something. It was things like that, wasn't it? Back in the day.
The thing is with Most Haunted was it's based everything what we do now.
Yeah.
And with that messaging inside of things, that was the live, Most Haunted live. And I still think that is still one of the best ways forward for the paranormal.
Totally agree.
Will look after the paranormal the way that should be going now, live.
Yep.
Because it does give you interaction. I think we noticed that, and I think most of the Facebook world and the YouTube world do like the interaction because they can follow you on the journey and be live with you real time.
Yeah, agree.
With the pre-recorded shows, you just watch along. You can get a feeling, but you've got to remember that happened 6-7 weeks ago.
Exactly.
With the live broadcasts,
it was there
and I can understand why people would be messaging in, because I do believe at this point they're opening up a
communication.
Their senses. Yes.
Yeah, a communication channel. Yeah.
Not necessarily
mediumship. I don't think it was probably mediumship at that time. It was just opening the channel for communication.
Yeah, but they not necessarily knew what they were opening up to.
Agree.
Anyone in the chat, guys, watched Most Haunted? Have you? I'd like to know.
Yeah, what's your views on Most Haunted?
Was that the one that got you into the field? Was that the one that you sort of, looked at? Because the younger generation would have been, I'm assuming, would have been brought up on Ghost Adventures, which is, fine. But as you said earlier on, it's very much along negative.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. We all know that the We all know that the most haunted way sort of went along that way towards the end, knives being thrown, and it got a little bit silly. We know that.
Yeah.
Okay, people getting dragged up the stairs. We all know that.
Yeah.
But let's strip it back to the beginning of where that happened, where it was a 15-minute show on, I don't know quite where it was being broadcast to. It could have been YouTube. It could have been anywhere, but, it was just on telly. Then, obviously, the bigwigs, Living TV was, the channel that really run with it.
Yeah.
And we've spoke to Kyle and
Yeah.
Stuart, and he says he's got thousands of episodes that they haven't shown.
Yeah.
All backed up because the TV companies wouldn't have it. Now, we understand that because we've been to places that are dead. Nothing, and I understand where obviously they have to...
purposes only.
Yeah, exactly. Entertainment purposes. Steph has put a comment there. I watched Most Haunted, used to the live, but lost a bit of faith when they were seen to start faking things.
I think they meant to say used to love it. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Used to love it.
Love it. But, I think.
But I generally believe that there is a boundary that obviously is being crossed there.
I will say, in fairness to them, when me and Russell went on the Most Haunted experience with Carl and Stuart, I have never heard knocking in my life like it with them two. Had you?
No.
I can honestly say. Now I know, when they did fake things, but when we were at Chatham Docks, my God, the knocking in that room, and me and you were trying to, funny enough, debunk it. We were trying to shine the torch under the table.
Oh, I did. I had my hand under. I had my head under that table all the time.
And they did something with glass on the table as well. I can't remember what I did with that glass, Russ, but
I even went up and through that door because I thought someone was in the loft when they all disappeared out.
Yeah. But they, and it was me and you sitting there, wasn't it, at one point? They actually come in and said, guys, do you mind if we join you? Did they not?
Yes, they asked that because
they're investigating because we were getting something, weren't we?
Yeah, just me and you in a room.
It was, yeah, it was. Me and you in a room. It was, you're right.
That's when Fred Bat lost us as well.
That's funny, isn't it?
But no, I do get that. I do get that what Steph is saying there.
Yes. Yeah, I get it.
I think they... Okay, I have to be very careful is how we approach the word that using it. But I think the start of their show for entertainment purposes is the big giveaway there.
Yes.
If it's not entertaining, people are not going to watch it, Steph. And if they were doing these said things that we are led to believe, that could be either way. That could be manipulation of these other people that are trying to put them down. But they also have to live up to the hype of it all. They have to keep that going, wrongly or rightly. If you watched a program for an hour and nothing happened, would you watch it again? Probably not.
I would.
Yeah,
but in a ghost hunting field, I would. Yes.
But probably if you put that to a percentage, after a while you would probably notice that your viewing figures would go down. Okay, and instead of changing the aspects, they went down a potential dodgy route. But we have to be careful because we don't actually know if that's true or false. It could just be the media trying to slander them, or it could be someone else trying to step on their toes because they've got something.
I will agree with Steph to some extent that some of the things that were staged, you could see.
But I think that could be anything that you go down.
Yeah. But
But to be fair, it more made me laugh. And if we're looking at knives being thrown,
yeah, things can be thrown. Things can be thrown. I don't. Yeah, I get that, but would that be happening? I don't know. Perhaps I won't go there, but would it be happening on every investigation you did? Probably not. But it did start for a little while that it was happening. Things were thrown. Things were thrown.
Yeah, and it was a common occurrence.
Yes,
within
the we get it occasionally. We do get it occasionally, but it is occasionally.
But we have to also take into the account of obviously what they're bringing to the table.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of people don't actually realise. Let's just say hello to a couple of people in the chat. We've got Craig that is watching, David S that is watching. Never seen the name before. So welcome to the show, David S. Probably do know the gentleman, but just don't know. But welcome. Welcome to everybody who is listening as well. Where was I? What was I saying? Right, what they bring to the table is totally different to what we do. They are polar opposites. Now, let's just bear with me what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Okay. They bring a demonologist with them.
Yeah.
Who deals with the occult. We don't. And B, we will always use protection. We don't. We always use protection. They don't.
Yeah.
We are probably got a stronger brick wall up between us and that realm than they ever had.
Or have, yeah. Agree. Yes.
So with Chris is watching. Chris Bowen. Hiya, Chris. Lovely to see you. That's an old friend of ours from Upminster. Welcome. Derek O'Connor faked things and then ruined it from some other. Now that's a harsh comment. Okay, I'm not going to back up. I'm not going to back up Derek O'Connor because yes, he was so-called found out. Okay, but we have actually spoke to his wife.
Yeah.
And she has a lot of evidence, and I do believe that there was some form of something in place where they couldn't say anything.
Yes,
which at some point will come out.
But
once again,
for Derek O'Connor's defence, go back and look at him on his platform work, his platform mediumship work. He was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely. You can't take... Derek O'Connor, there was Colin Fry, and I think, actually, Post Talk Radio, Philip Simon. They were all brilliant mediums. Yeah. They were brilliant mediums in their time.
I just think Derek was going along for that ride. And if if the wheels started to come off and then panic, and we don't know what goes on within that business. We know what goes on in the paranormal field, but we don't know what goes on in the recording side of things contract-wise. Now, if his contract was up for renewal and he was not doing anything good, he would have pushed the boundaries, because that is where he wanted to be. If the pressure was getting to him, and we don't know that pressure, we don't know that. I must admit that I don't know quite where who and why someone even let him do the Mary loves Dick bit. And people are going to say, he just said that. No, if you need to watch the clip, he was referring to Mary and her husband, Dick. And he went into trance and it was Mary loves Dick. Mary loves Dick. Right. So that bit there was the bit that I'm with David there that threw me off of the course of them lines.
It's good entertainment because it made me laugh.
Still to this day makes me laugh. Still to this day makes me laugh. But I think if Derek was still around now, I would love to have, I don't know if he would be allowed to speak about it now. I don't know if that time has elapsed. I don't know what has gone on. But I'd have loved to have heard his side of the story, because we never heard his side of the story.
No, we didn't.
Not once did he come out in defence with anything that... And we've had Dr. Kieran O'Keefe on the show.
Yeah.
Who was the one who was supposed to have caught him out. But we don't necessarily know that's true. In his defence. And once again, I do go along the lines of, this is the entertainment world. This is a cutthroat business. And that's, that's the sad thing about it. In the intents and purposes of it. That is the sad thing about it. But going back to, the early days, that is what got us hooked. And that is what I think most people in the UK will structure their investigations on. Sitting in a dark room, calling out.
Yeah.
Sitting in a dark room, doing the
What we
most famous whistle in the world.
Yeah.
That is what this was all about. So, Most Haunted, to me, is the thing that started it off. And I do generally believe that the live ghost hunting shows, if they can bring that back, where people can interact, will definitely have a bigger occurrence this time around than ever.
Yes. Agree. I do
And that
agree.
is what it's all about for me.
Yeah.
That. But
so
is,
we've gone off. We have gone off track here because that was how we started, right? But the next thing is when you actually go. What do you need to take with you? That's what I'll also get asked. So what do you need to take with you? Number one, you're the best tool there is. But I suggest you take a high-powered torch and batteries. Spirit will drain batteries as quick as anything. We've experienced that a lot of time. And it will happen on all your equipment. If Spirit do not want you to record something, they will stop you recording something. A perfect example of that is Bally Rectory, but we'll go back to that in the end of it. And despite living in a technical world that we do live in, there isn't a true ghost detector being invented yet. There isn't. But there are gadgets that you can do. There's voice recorders. Take a voice recorder, an EMF. But again, watch for EMFs because they can be affected by electric, by pylons, by phones. But if you're investigating a property, house, venue, I would suggest you take base readings. That's always a good way. So if you take a base reading and you go in and your EMF goes to orange, then you know to expecting that you're going to get an orange. But then if it goes to red later on, you know something's happening. But explore all your external and internal elements that could make something go around. And K2's now around about 30 quid on Amazon. I also suggest a good video camera for recording interviews and activity in location with night vision. We've got all that, but your phone's good as well. We've all got smartphones now. Dowsing rods, pendulum, brilliant. Try it. Spirit board, one of probably our most powerful ways of communicating, I would say, on any event. So anything you want to add to that, Russ? I don't think you need all the...
To be fair, I don't even take a torch because they just go missing all the time now. So that's just, for me, that's just pointless. I ain't even got a torch. I just have to, rely on others for torches. But yeah, I think to be fair, a lot of people, there's no sitting on the fence. Don't sit on the fence. If you believe in the equipment, you believe in the equipment. If you don't believe in the equipment, you don't believe in the equipment. People are quite, have their voice, quite adamant views on Facebook and all the social medias, that equipment, this equipment, that. How do you know that isn't working? We've used equipment, we've used, no equipment.
We base some of our events like that. On some things, you come out. If you come out with me, 9 times out of 10, we'd just be using us, and maybe a torch, but that's more for safety. But yeah,
no, I'm
seance, seance, sitting down.
You are the best tool. You
Yes,
are the best
exactly.
tool.
You'll know if something's wrong.
Yeah, you are definitely the best tool when it comes to ghost hunting or investigation into the paranormal. I think, but you've also got, as Simon said there, the torch there, I think is just for a safety aspect, because I'd rather sit there in complete darkness. I'd rather have all my senses. One of the biggest bugbears for me is when we're in investigation and people love to flick the torch on, off. What was that? And they point it. What was this? Point it. They're pointing at sound. They're not pointing at anything else but sound. If I could have a switch that turned the lights on when we finished and off when we start, and say no torches, I would love that. Because people love to go with a torch.
But that's comfort. Some of that is comfort.
But then that takes your senses, you have to reset all your senses again.
Yeah, but what I would say to you, in the early days, I would probably be clicking on and off with a torch. But as you go more into it and you get more comfortable, you don't need. Yeah, you're right. You don't need a torch, but people will use that as comfort, and there's nothing wrong with that when you're first starting out. But I wouldn't say be foolhardy and go into a building with no torch and sit there in the dark, because.
But then that will open up your senses.
It will.
That massively will open up your senses. Use it as your safety to get in and out. And once you're sat down, put your torch away. Don't turn it on till you're walking out of that location.
Agree. But you should have that torch with you.
No, I'm not. 100%. But don't use it for the sake of turning it to a sound. It's a sound. It's not. You're not going to catch anything by turning that torch on. I think, and it's what it does. As soon as you turn that torch on, you've then got to reset yourself from 5 minutes ago. Now you're back 5 minutes ago. If you sit there and just allow it to happen, you will hear. And not will you hear with your own ears, you will hear with your spiritual ears. You will see with your spiritual eyes. And if you leave that to happen, that will happen. I think like people turning click, 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 click. It just throws you back. And I think you miss half of what you're trying to get.
Great. I do agree, but then some people like taking pictures. Again, that's going to have a flash.
Yeah.
That's going to light. So, there are going to be people that will take pictures. People, I know you're against orbs. We could have a whole discussion on what you think orbs are and what I think orbs are, but we'll leave that for another show because it probably would take 2 hours. But what I'm saying is people like that evidence. People do like that evidence. They cast that as evidence. And great. I'm not arguing with that. Some of the orbs that I've seen, not everyone, and I'm not saying every orb I've seen, but there are some that I can't explain.
Yeah, but you say it's a orbs will always be one of them.
Yes.
Imbalanced, imbalanced conversation. Yes or no.
Yeah.
I don't think there's no in between with that. You're either a believer or you're a non-believer.
Yeah.
I will definitely follow the science on that one. I can't help that one. There's nothing that I've seen. When I say orbs, because orb is a very generic word because everyone thinks cylindrical. I've seen light anomalies that I can't understand. But if someone tries to put a cylindrical circle in front of me, you are asking the wrong person. If it's a triangle, then you can ask me.
If they show you what people are saying, an orb is a manifestation of spirit. So what you're looking for is a full manifestation, aren't you? We have taken pictures in places.
I'm looking for a full human.
Yes, but what I'm saying to you is perhaps they start that way. How do we know they don't start that way? And we have had.
I would say they start as a light anomaly, yes.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
But not an orb.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think something cylindrical on your screen, perfectly circled, is something scientifically proven.
Right.
If it's got little bits coming out of it and like wiggles and it's not cylindrical, then you've got me talking. Circles with faces in it, don't even go there. You'd be talking to the wrong person. Pareidolia is the biggest crime in the paranormal field. Everyone's brain is trained to see a face in everything that you look at. You could look at a cloud and see a face. We all do. You could look at a bit of water and see a face. It's science, because that's our brain and how it's interpreted. And this is what I say. My if it's cylindrical, if it's a perfect circle, then I'm not paying attention. But if it's, how would you describe it? That's not a circle, just a light blob with different, like a splatter of something.
Yeah,
I get that, and then I'm with you on that.
I have seen them fall.
Yeah.
I definitely have, and we're gonna disagree on that one because it's a bit like Marmite. You either love it,
Well, the biggest thing is the only way you catch a orb is through a mobile phone. An SLR camera will not pick one up.
So when you see a camera filming on telly,
digital camera, not an
No.
SLR.
no,
On telly, it's a digital camera.
They're filming someone like Most Haunted.
Digital camera, same. It works on the same
You're
principle as a
saying
mobile phone.
anything filmed with a digital camera could not possibly be a spirit trying to show themselves. Is that what you're saying?
No, is what I'm saying is we have SLR cameras. You know,
Right.
the old fashioned ones that used to go.
Yeah.
Now
I get that.
we've had Ryan that went all the way through a year with us, a couple of years, taking photos on his LSR camera and didn't catch one orb. But in the same year, we had 1,000 caught on mobile phone.
I do agree with you, but what I'm
that
saying
tells me is the lens is refracting something.
Okay. Well, we're gonna beg to differ on that one. We are going to beg to differ because I think I have seen something. And yeah, Steph's just put a very, very good point on there. Yeah,
Digital camera.
So you're saying what you caught this, not me, not anybody else.
Yeah.
And you were saying it as we were live. You were saying it as we were live.
Because I always
What is that behind you?
But it's what I will look at is nothing that is round.
Right. So you're catching something on there then.
But not an orb. Not an orb.
A light anomaly, if that's what you want to call it.
I will call it totally different, because anything round on my screen.
I'm not saying round. Forget round.
But that's an orb. An orb is round.
Okay.
That's what a description of an orb is round.
Right. But what happens then if that orb is round, starts round, and then forms another shape? What are you going to say then?
Animal.
Huh?
Fly. Bug.
Right. Okay.
Hitting the lens.
Okay.
That would be mine on that. I wouldn't take anything that starts off round or I see coming across the screen as round. It would have to be a mist. I pay attention to mist. Definitely mists, because they are a big part of... That's how I see a manifestation starting, like a mist drawing together, rather than loads of little dusts.
Okay, well, we're going to have to disagree on that one because I disagree.
We're always, but this is the paranormal field, and
Yeah,
this is
Agreed.
this is what is wrong with it. This is what's wrong with the field, and this is what I'm saying is.
What do you mean? Wrong?
This is what's wrong with the field is that we've got two people here that have worked in the paranormal field and have two different opinions, but it doesn't change the outcome of what we've got.
No, it will never.
Because
change.
I don't believe in orbs doesn't mean that I'm wrong or right, and it's because my belief is what I see is totally different to what yours is. Yeah. But we don't put that away.
So, what's your view on these stickman cameras then?
Stickmen cameras.
You know what connects?
Yeah. They are. The only time that I would go with them is if someone is telling me spiritually and pointing before that appears.
Right. Okay.
If something just appears in the corner, because that works slightly different. Works slightly different, and that picks out something is. So if you can imagine 100,000 lights, individual dots, like your grid laser pens,
yeah,
being thrown against the wall. Yeah. Now, if what needs to happen is a shape needs to be broken as head, shoulders, elbows, hands, hips, knees, feet. So if that picks up on something in the distance like that, it will automatically change. But if you was to say to me, I've got my camera there, if you said to me, Russ, I can feel an energy coming into my left-hand side through that door, and just as you said that appears, then I would go, you know what? That is something.
Right, okay.
If something comes up on my screen, and I've got something to the left. Say if I was in a room, I've got something to the left. You go and stand over there. Sandra goes and stands over there. Kim goes and stands over there and says,
well, "We have had it, haven't we?"
Yeah, there's nothing there. Then you'd be taking that as, you know what? Okay, I'll go with that's picking up on something that's not there.
Yeah, we have had it. We had it in a pub, didn't we? Can you remember that?
Yeah,
the thing was sitting at the end of the bar, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
But people were picking up on that.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
I'm just saying,
my brain.
I'm just saying what things we've got for technology,
and that would put my brain to that there's something there. But if it was picking up on something there and no one was picking up on anything, then I'd be questioning. Well, okay, if it's showing itself to a camera, why isn't it showing itself to any, like how we can talk?
Yeah.
So then I would be thinking along them lines of what it is. Terry has put, I use a full spectrum camera to help capture images. Also use laser grid pens. Personally, I think technology is advancing quickly and can help a lot. I agree. I think we forget the old technology at the moment. That's my bugbear.
Yeah.
It can. We've had some good evidence on echo voxes and things like that. Once again, laser grid I think is very good because you can't.
Remember it was broken in Joe's garden.
Yeah.
That was full. That was
So I get the I like the laser grid because I think that can't necessarily be not faked because you've got to have someone that's walking across that you would see as a human for it to be broken when you're all sitting there and there's nothing in front of you. Then you think, oh my God, what's happening?
Yeah.
I like that. That's what I like because with the grid laser, I think it's very hard to sort of fake. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think Yes, I
It's
do.
one of the it's one of the bits that, you know, you've got to put your hand in it. You've got to block it. So you would see someone blocking it in front of you if you're all sitting behind it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it's one of the things that is very, very, very hard to fake. And that's why, personally, it's one of my favourites. Because it's unfakeable, in a word.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
I don't quite know how you could fake it.
No, you
Without...
could.
Obviously...
Something could fly across it, I suppose. But not, I mean, whatever broke it in that garden that night was a full... That was a project. It was like somebody walked in front of it and there was nobody there. Yeah.
Definitely. I think we've even had it been pushed over at points as well.
Yeah. Yes, we have. Harwich Fault. Launched the Harwich Fault.
So yeah, I do personally. I'm so sorry. I'm going to yawn. Never mind. But no, personally, I quite like that piece of equipment, laser grid pens.
Yeah,
I really do. Full spectrum. I quite like full spectrum as well because that obviously gives you different coloured lights as well. But I don't like, you know, some full spectrums give you that purple look. And that sort of gets on my wick a little bit. I don't like that purpley look. I like infrared as well because it gives you that normal sort of look. But we do have a full spectrum camera, which opens up a lot more things. And I do get it because they do say spirit are in different colour light fractions. So, yeah. Full spectrum light captures like. I you know, there's that gentleman that does digital dowsing. Bill Chappell. It's one of them, and he designed the Alice box. He was the one that invented the Alice box that we all know as the Spirit box now, the Ovilus. He was the gentleman that invented that, and it was named Alice because it was his daughter that passed away, and he was so desperate to talk to his daughter.
All right, okay.
So that's why it was called the Alice box. He invented it to
talk
to his daughter. Yeah, he believes he did, and that's why the Alice box is so successful. You look at the Ovilus 2, which I have. You know, I could sell that for gold dust. You sell that for £1,000 easy today, easy. You know, and I've got that sitting there, wrapped up. You know, that's a bit of a prized possession. The Ovilus, that don't go anywhere too much nowadays. If that gets dropped, I'd cry. I think.
Is that the one that Mr. Down sold for cheap money?
Yeah, 150 quid, I think. The one that used to go Pluto. It loved the word Pluto every day. Going, what's going on about Pluto? So yeah, love that. So yeah, I think it will do, and I think he has got some new equipment coming out in the new year as well. And I do think he was the one that invented the SL, you know, the SLR camera, that grid lasered camera as
Clever
well.
man.
I think he was
Clever man.
Yeah. He's definitely in the paranormal field. Kev has evening, Kev. Welcome to the show. Once again, lovely to meet you last week, Kev. Really lovely person to talk to as well. I've seen so many orbs move with purpose, stop, change direction. Definitely not dust.
Yeah,
we've had that discussion. We're not going down that one anymore. All right.
I agree with you, Kev. I'm with you on that.
We've ducked. We've said enough on orbs.
The only other thing I probably do carry now that I never used to carry is, but then that's because we do different things. We sort of progress. So I carry sage and other protection instruments for clearance and all that as we go along. But
something has happened to my screen. I do apologise.
I can see you, right?
Yeah, no, we're back. I think we're back.
Probably them orbs trying to sort of blurt you out.
That don't surprise me. That don't surprise me. Let's just say we've had worse. We've had worse.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
But-
so that's about all I do carry. But I mean, I used to have a big kit, but it has dwindled down there. And a voice recorder that I will say leave running all through the sessions. But if, like me, I don't get to listen to them, it's a well-known fact. One day I will promise to listen to all of those, and I won't remember where they've come from. Then I've probably got some great evidence. But leave it running for your session, and go back.
I would actually disagree with that slightly.
Yeah, okay.
For example, you will never listen back,
No.
right? So for the benefit of any newbies out there, don't leave it running for the whole session, because you could be listening up to 3 hours worth of rubbish. Can do controlled experiments.
Yes, yeah. Sorry.
Rather than just leave it running, because you're going to get people. If we would left that running in an event, you'd hear people farting, burping, laughing, joking, you name it, whatever. But if you said, right, guys, next couple of minutes we're going to do some voice recording sessions, I think that would be more purposeful.
Yes.
And then you can listen back.
Yeah.
You know,
As a way of starting, yes.
Is there anybody here? What is your age?
Yeah.
Where did you come from? And go around the group, or just get more people involved and see if you do hear anything. Me personally, I think it's wise. You know, we don't even. You know, you've got voice recorders on your phone now.
Yeah. Your phone's on as much as anything now.
But obviously, you need some editing. If you're using voice recorders, you're going to need some editing software. You know, to listen to it, because there's certain.
So that's probably why I don't listen, because I haven't got that software.
Yeah, but well, you have, but we're not going to give it to you. But no, I would be more controlling it than.
Yeah. But for the purpose of when we do it, if we're doing it, I'm not talking about the whole event. I'm just talking about as if I was to go out with another and another, then I probably would leave it running for quite a while.
Yeah, but I'm a more controlled. If we're in it at the moment, let's control it that we can hear back of it. And if we can hear something, even better. I think we've caught some good stuff over time.
Yeah, we have.
But yeah, a voice recorder.
Yes.
Yeah, voice recorders I think are quite a good one, because they're very easy to get hold of nowadays. You haven't actually got to go out and buy anything, because you can just do it on your notes within on your phone now. We've got a question that's just come in from Kev. Did you see the news a couple of weeks ago where a group of school kids were taken to hospital with anxiety attacks after using a spirit board? What do you think? Did you see that, Simon?
I didn't see it, no. But if you want my views on that, if it's school kids doing it, it's hysteria, and hysteria spreads. I think it probably was nothing to do with spirit. It was probably one got scared, then the fear scares to the next one, to the next one, to the next one, and they will all end up panicking. And yeah, that will be my theory on that.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go down that same sort of route, to be fair.
To be honest, Kev, we do have stuff that comes through on the board that can be aggressive, but then I think the way we run our boards, Mrs. A would just tell it to pee off and get somebody through that would talk. But there were a few people in the shop the other day, and I thought they were going to buy a spirit board. And do you know what? I would have said no. It's the first time I think I would have said no, because they were going to use it for the wrong reasons. You could tell what they were going to use it for. They think it's a laugh. They think it's great fun to do. They think it's this. They think it's that. It's not going to be controlled. And if they'd have come back, they went and they said they're coming back to buy it. And I think at that time it would have been the first time I would have refused to sell anybody anything in the shop. And that's my honest opinion on that one. I don't think you should mess about with them.
I'm going to. This was the 8th of March, okay, 2023. So let me read you the report, okay. A group of nearly 30 girls were rushed to hospital after playing with an Ouija board at a school in Colombia. 28 youngsters passed out while using the seance set at Gladera's Educational Institute in Paso in south of the country. There were 28 possible cases of anxiety in the school students, said Hugo Torres, head of the educational in Galeras. Info on the students' die has not been revealed. However, many parents blame the in-school use of a Ouija board, also known as a spirit or talking board, which spells out messages in mysterious ways. Created in US in 1886, a Ouija board has become a fixed and occult law due to their alleged ability to communicate with the dead and give paranormal activities who use them. The girls reportedly suffered signs of fainting, anxiety and other symptoms at school before being admitted to hospital. Mr. Torres continued, given the report and cases of the series of comments were unleashed on the community that rather helping to resolve the situation led to confusion and adverse the work out. The students were referred to the local hospital according to the protocols in place. Directors of the teachers accompanied the students to the evaluation process. The respective parents or guardians were informed of the situation at the time. The school is waiting for a medical report before providing an update on the incident. Many parents believe the children had been using a Ouija board in class. One mother who works in the hospital said she saw 3 of the 4 children after fainting. She said, "Parents, you have to move. Investigate what's happened at the school because our children cannot continue in this situation. Our children always have a good breakfast and it cannot be said that it's happened to a lack of food." In November, another group of teenagers in Colombia also collapsed after reporting using a Ouija board, and 5 taken to hospital after reports. Teachers at the Agricultural Technical Institute in Hato are said to have found 11 students aged 13 to 17 passed out in a corridor. The teenagers were suffered from violent vomiting, abdominal pains, and muscle spasms. While most were treated for healthcare nearby, 5 were taken to the Marilabalese Hospital. João Paulo Tubazuzo, the mayor of Hato, said the children were passed out the time they were found and they were short of breath and a thick drawl was coming out of their mouths. Others say that consumed water from the container. Others said it was coming from the pool and was given something to eat. Well, now, I'd never read the full case study on this. The thing that is a bit different there, now reading it, is that it's happened before. This is the second time. Okay?
But I still think stories and rumours will pass down. I still say it's hysteria. I would put that nothing down to. I'd like to go there and see, but could be poison. Yeah, actually, Kim, it could be poison. You're right.
I'm more. There's a big old gap here. There's a big old gap between the first and second.
Right.
Big old gap. The first was in November.
Yeah.
The second is in March. December, March.
4
January.
months.
4 months. That's a if you're talking about hysteria here, you're talking weeks. You're talking, let's be fair. If you're talking about an attraction thing, you think on TikTok how that can avalanche within hours. I don't quite know where Hato and this school are in comparison in Galeries. and Hato. I don't know.
Is it Columbia, did you say?
Yes.
Yeah.
So and this would go down. This could potentially go down. You've got to look both sides of the story. Okay, let's look at both sides of the story. While we've been asked the question, we've read it out. I know we're going off kilter, but
we always do.
We might as well. We might as well. Now we're in South America.
Yeah.
Okay, and they have a lot of different cultures to
Yeah.
mainland America. Definitely the the UK. Now you've all that sort of you're exploring dark magic in them Southern American Latino. They have a different principle of how it sits. I mean, you look at the voodoo stuff and you look at things like that. We always associate that with sort of South America, the African continents as well.
Yeah.
Voodoo doesn't really appear within, our psyche in the UK. Doesn't really appear.
No, I don't know. You do get. There are certain things in the UK.
Yeah, but it's not a.
No,
You've got to go down several steps before even the word voodoo is mentioned in any investigation.
Yeah.
In any investigation, I can guarantee you, in the last 25 years with investigation, I don't think we've used the word voodoo in any of our investigations.
No, probably not.
But I think if you were to go to the African continents and South America continents, the first thing that they would use...
Culture's different.
That's exactly...
It's culture. It's culture.
But their culture... And this is what I'm saying. We're dealing with a different remit of activity here.
Yeah.
Yes, I do believe that there is a slight bit of hysteria going on here. But I would have definitely gone more to the hysteria line if we're talking about March the 1st and March the 4th or March the 10th.
Yeah, but it could be. Say there's something affecting them though in that school, other than forget the spirit ball, forget the Ouija ball. There's something affecting them that I don't know, like a hallucinogen. That word,
a drug.
Yeah,
drug, an hallucinogenic drug.
Yeah, perhaps that's coming through the system somewhere. Don't know.
But it's what I will also say is that my conspiracy side head comes on. Okay, so my conspiracy side heads, they haven't shut this down. This has not been shut down. This has been allowed to...
Their cultures probably wouldn't shut it down.
No, but if this was a... Let's be fair.
You're talking about a South American culture that probably wouldn't shut it down, whereas they're probably not namby-pambies like we are, and so we're off in safety, you've got to close that down. It's not like that, is it?
Yeah, but I don't think this would have even come out in the UK. I do not think in the UK that you would have heard of any school using a spirit board or a Ouija board. If it did, that school is unattainable. No one would ever go to it. I think there's a different culture. I'm not saying that anything is attacking these guys, okay?
I don't think so, but hey-ho.
For 28 possible cases of anxiety, then I'm putting it around a dodgy something to eat, something like that.
Water.
The second case, though, is definitely more. It almost feels like the first case is the one that no one's paying attention to, and they're drip feeding the second case in November. In November, another group of teenagers also collapsed after reportedly using a Ouija board a group of 5. Now that's more realistic because
Yeah, that is more realistic.
for me, I don't care who you are. That's one bloody big Ouija board if you're getting 28 people around it. Sorry, all right. 5 is more obtainable, and I could see it. I can see the 5 people, all right, looking at, and between 13 and 17, they're opening up doors to anything that we are not going to imagine. Because they've got no fear. They will not look at anything apart from that glass moving. Now, it's not, to be fair, it's not giving us the age of the 28. Okay, they're not giving us an age. They're not, they're not giving us an age gap on that. They're not giving us. It's very, very vague. But there is even a picture of the head teacher giving. To be fair, it looks like he's just come off a golf course. I ain't joking. He's got a polo top on.
Perhaps he got a job lot of balls.
Yeah, he must have.
Yeah, have a ball.
Yeah, the second one is definitely the one that is drawing my attention more than the first one.
Yeah, okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
What's Kev put here? Let's have a look. I agree with you. The report was very vague and changed as days went on. Interestingly, no one commented was made about. Comment was made by the Catholic Church, who normally make their views known.
Might be, yeah.
It might have been a publicity stunt for a new movie.
Could be.
Potentially. Kim goes along the line. Hysteria put in a group, one at a time. It spreads time. 2 instances would separate but seem the same. Would be handy to hear why they were doing a ball.
Exactly, yeah.
Could be a power of suggestion, i.e. heard an urban legend, etc.
Yeah,
the reports are absolutely as vague as anything, but it made the news. That was the instant. That was. I'm just trying to.
Do you think it would have made the news here if it happened here?
No, not at all. Not
what?
Because of the school would be unattainable. The school would be shut down. The school wouldn't, but the school. If you had 28 people leave, let's be fair, okay? If it's we would have gone down everything that Kim had just been checking there. Check their water. It would have been the Legionnaires check. It would have been checked if it was do with poison. First and foremost, that would have been the covering story of that. If they were using a spirit board in a school and they all got taken to hospital in this country, it would have never in a billion years come out and said they've been taken to a hospital because they've used a spirit board. It would have been something to do with the kitchen. It would have been something to do with
the water. Yeah, it would have been. Yeah.
Never in a billion years would you have had a story like that. And I don't think you would have got it in most countries, apart from the African nations and the South Americans, the Latin American cultures. I just don't. I don't feel that story is. It just doesn't. There's something not right about it, but where that fits.
Yeah. In fact, no, we probably need to know a lot more.
And
a good, yeah. It's certainly a good. Well, it's a good story. If we could get.
But the power of let's just say, in this country, if it would have been used and happened, the cover up would have been Legionella, something in the kitchen, something they've all drunk,
Yeah, it probably would.
bad batch of something, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, it almost feels the other way around in Colombia. That there was something bad in the water, so, they just used a spirit board, they all collapsed, no one to worry about it.
That's probably it, yeah. Yeah, it probably is it, yeah.
You know, it's like Kim said, there's poison, but they can't mention the word poison. You know, we're talking about Colombia. You know, they know they ain't had, you know, coke in their bloody muffins for the morning or something, or they've all taken a dodgy batch of drugs. Sorry if anyone's living in Colombia, but we all know what, you know. But that sort of, to me, the South, the Latin Americans, the African nations have a darker energy surrounding them than what we do.
Yeah, maybe.
They practice the darker arts, you know, more than what we do.
Yeah, they do.
You look at the videos online of children being dragged. You look at them. It's very much
Yeah.
African continents, Latin American continents. You know, because I think they have a darker side of things. I think they look into it more than what we do.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yes. But,
We deal with the light. You know, they deal with the dark. So, one rabbit hole gone down and come back.
That is a rabbit hole. Yeah.
But then, you're saying that the spirit board is for me,
key. Yeah,
is a key part of any paranormal investigation. I don't care what anyone says. I will say my piece that Hollywood has changed the perception of the spirit board. Hollywood has turned it into the darkest thing possible. Hollywood has made it into a demon on a board. Hollywood has made it the worst thing to do with the paranormal field. There is nothing worse than a spirit board. There's nothing worse than this that we look today.
Yeah.
And that is Hollywood effect. I'm sorry. This piece of equipment here is no different to your dowsing rods.
No,
it's no different to your K2 meter. It's no different to your voice recorder. It's no different to you standing in the middle of that room saying, "Is there anybody there?"
No,
it's
you're right.
no different. It's a communication tool.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Hollywood has made this bad. If you want to call the devil on this, you're going to call the devil. If you want to call the devil on your K2 meter, you're going to get the devil.
But you won't, because I think the devil's got better things to do.
Yeah.
Come through to you on the spirit board.
Yeah. But I only use the term devil.
Yeah.
I'm using it as the dark.
Dark,
If you
the
want
dark
to call it.
If your intentions are dark, that's what you're going to get anyway. Yeah.
Exactly. Kevin's put, it's interesting. Many people seem to have very negative views on the spirit board, mainly because of Hollywood and movies. The power of mass belief is scary in itself.
Yeah, it is.
That is not scary. That is not scary.
No. But it scares people.
Oh, to death. To death. Because
most people come in our shop and want to have one of them. Oh, no, don't mess with them. And then I'm saying, yeah, but we've had some of our best results on those boards.
Hollywood has changed it.
Yeah.
Hollywood has changed it. And most of them people, 9 times
I still
10.
think though, if you're going to buy a board, a spirit board, and you take it home, you have a drink, and you call horrible things through, you're damn well going to get them. But then, it's the same you would in anything else. But
I think even if you did it non-drunk,
Yeah.
If you did it non-drunk.
Yeah, true. But you know how you get brave when you've had a beer. That's all I'm saying. That sort of thing for.
Yeah, but once again, it goes down to your intention.
Yeah.
Even if you was drunk and you only wanted to speak to your great grandma, your great grandma would probably come through because it's still your clear intention. If you're drunk and go and put your finger on it and say, "Come on, Satan, give me a go," there's a good chance not you're going to call Satan forward, but then your intention is to call.
You'll get a dark force. Yeah, you'll get a
dark force. You know, that's it. Stuart, I think we're seeing Stuart tomorrow night. I think Stuart is joining us tonight. Tomorrow night. Elijah Bond, who painted the Ouija board, has one on his tombstone.
Yeah,
I'd have one on my tombstone.
No, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't, because you can just leave me alone when I've gone.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I think I don't know if Mrs. A is in the chat, but I know Mrs. A is looking at a planchette engravement. Do you know what I mean? I think it's something that I don't fear. I think people are feared of it, and I think it's very easy as well for the spirit in question using the board to throw people.
Yeah. Yes.
I really do. I think we all know if it starts going zo, oh, here we go. Everyone would absolutely, to be fair, people would cack a brick.
Yeah.
They would.
Yeah.
But it could just be a spirit stodding around.
Yeah.
It really could be.
It could be. Yeah.
You know,
it could be
once again.
You're going to have a lot of spirits with a lot of sense of humour. They're going to go, let's give these guys a...
Yes.
Yeah.
Kev says, as a male witch, I've experienced a lot of prejudice. Being called devil worship or evil, it bounces off me. The occult tool is good as long as it's practiced within the virtual space.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Hang on.
It's the paranormal. It's the paranormal.
Yeah.
You know, there's no wrong or right to this. There is no wrong or right. For all intents and purposes, Simon says, and, we say, don't go and do it drunk. But how do you know that ain't the right way
to
do it? And then we're doing it the wrong way. It could be. It's how you look at it. It's how you look at it, how you see it. I don't fear the spirit board because I don't fear anything else that I use to communicate to spirit with.
Yeah. And also in this, there's one thing I would say, and I've put here, never investigate alone. But that's not because of spirit. That's more about what we're living in. The living world can hurt us much, much more than spirit.
Yeah, I think so. I think you've got to go down some real dark avenues before things start to get a lot worse for you.
Yeah, I do.
That's how I see it. So we just, make sure you are just doing it for the right reasons, not the bad reasons.
Yeah.
One of the most strongest. So, any more questions, guys? Please throw us some more questions. Kev says I'm chatting too much. I've been drinking.
Hobgoblin beer.
Hobgoblin beer.
Sounds good.
I know. Ask us away. Ask us questions. If anyone in the chat wants to ask any questions, please do. We will. We'll answer any thoughts and anything like that. If you've got an opinion or you've got just like what Kev just said over about the spirit boards in the Ouija boards in America. If you've got anything like that, have you seen something on the news that that you can put to the world of spirit? Do you think it's an attack? Do you think it's not an attack? Everything's binging here. But I'm just going to do a bit of plugging, guys. Tomorrow at Cyrus Spiritual Connections at White Elm Garden Centre, it is our first year's anniversary. We're doing a couple of little bits for you there. We've got some lucky dips that you can delve in through for some crystals and bracelets and things like that. We've got crack a geode to see what's inside a geode. And then we've got some cracking deals for you. For every £15 that you spend in the shop, you will get a raffle ticket that enters you into a Cash's Well ghost hunt.
Yes.
If you spend over £30, you'll also get that raffle ticket and you'll get 10% off your total. And if you spend over £50, you will get 15% off your total and your raffle ticket for a chance to win. And it is also happening online as well at the shop, www.si-russ.co.uk. That is www.si-russ.co.uk. All them deals will be automatically added to your basket at the end of your checkout. So please make sure that you are checking in tomorrow. If you can't get down to see us, we're not asking you to come and spend. By all means, come in and have a chat, just to spend time with us. Have a look around, pop down, have a coffee in the tea room, pop over and see, the reptile hut, the bug hut, you name it, you have a look at it.
Yep.
So
Good
we're all
place
there.
to go.
And go and spend all your sweets on the old style sweets in Finley's as well, and then we'll all get diabetes by the end of the night. So yeah,
we're going to need a buzz for tomorrow night because we have an event. So.
Yeah, well, that just gets me through anyway. Just being in the mode will get us through no matter what. So yeah, please guys, no questions then. No questions. No one's got any questions.
I've got something that might interest you though.
Go for it.
As I was looking at this and researching into the paranormal, I went on a job. This is an American job site, and so if we've got anybody listening from America, I just would love somebody just to clarify what this is. This is a very big job recruitment agency. It's one of the big ones, yeah. Careers in the paranormal, right? Paranormal tour guides. They lead groups of people through sites, paranormal activity, keeping them safe, blah, 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 creating scripts for the tour. £30,000 a year.
What?
Not bad. No. Gets better, mate. Gets better. Journalists. So you're writing about news stories. So you're travelling to all these places where they find paranormal investigation, something's gone funny. So you have to travel to the sites and write what you find. £36,000 a year. No, gets better. Photojournalist. So you're going to now take the photos of it, yeah? That's what you do. You go out, you find £40,000 a year.
Right. This is dollars, yeah? This is dollars, yeah?
Dollars, sorry. Sound engineers, I think, that's £40,000 a year as well. Paranormal investigators conduct research and collect evidence, determine, explain unexplained or paranormal events. They may work with individuals, places that are undergoing paranormal events, and recommend a spiritual or medical treatment when necessary. That's only $43,000 a year. Oh, that's not bad, is it? UFO investigator. Right. These individuals who investigate UFOs may work independently for government, military bodies, use radar, sonar. That's $62,000 a year.
What?
Yeah. Hold on. There's one. Historian is $83,000 a year. And then, this is the one that really got me right. Cryptozoologist.
Bigfoot hunter, yeah?
Yeah. Like examples of famous include the Loch Ness Monster, so you got to go and do this. Bigfoot and mermaids. $80,000 a year. And they are genuine jobs.
This is crazy. This
honest to
is
God.
crazy. Honestly, this is absolutely
Brilliant, though. It's brilliant.
ludicrous. This is
Team, don't
ludicrous.
get any ideas because you think we can pay you £30,000 a year.
I hope my missus is watching because, babe, we're packing. We're going to America. I'm telling you. Get your bags packed. 80k a year to sit in the middle of a forest
Yeah, yes, exactly that.
looking for Bigfoot.
Or the Loch Ness Monster. That's Scotland. You ain't got to go that far.
I'm with Heidi on this one. I'm in the wrong business. And I'm in the bloody business.
Yeah, I think we're in the wrong business.
How can they...
That is a proper job agency. I'm not kidding you.
Have you not looked in this country?
I haven't looked. I haven't looked in this country. To be honest, I haven't. I just got that and thought, no, that's got to be a joke, but it isn't.
What is one of the biggest in this country? What is
Reed.
it? Reed.
Reed's
job.
Yeah.
Right. Reed's job. Go
Paranormal.
there, and I'm just going to punch in paranormal. I accept. Go away. Go away. Let's have a look. If there's any jobs in this bloody... There is nothing ever going to come up.
You might be surprised. You might be surprised.
No jobs found. And it was never going to happen in this country.
No,
Never.
because we don't. Yeah, we don't. We don't pay much. Yeah, we do. But you think. But we should. We should actually have that because we have a lot more people do tours. Oh, I don't know. I don't suppose we do. Perhaps there is more tours out there but we've got the history, but they've got the places, haven't they?
I've just looked at I've just tried to I put UFO in there as well just to see if anything come up, and I can be a CFO, whatever they are, Lord Accounting and Finance, £100,000 to £150,000 per annum.
Oh, that's good.
What does CFO stand for?
Chief Financial Officer.
Well, I've got no hope that because I don't know anything about budgets or anything like that. I'm out of that one.
I think it's Reeds out there where these come from.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's there. It's in black and white. Look, I'll show you. Look, it's there.
Crazy.
Go and apply, mate.
That is just odd.
But I think they deal with it differently to what we deal with it over here, though.
Oh, that's just mad.
I think it's taken much more seriously than what we, Okay.
Right, 37 paranormal investigator jobs in London.
Really?
Let's have a look. Oh, this has got. It can't be right, can it? Investigator.
There you go.
Defence and space manufacturing. No, it doesn't. That doesn't even come in. Ghost jobs 2023. Oh, come off it. Ghost jobs. Experienced body piercer. A chef. There's a social media content creator. That's what it's going to be over here to make it sound a bit more.
Yeah, but we don't do tours like they do tours, do we? You think about it, you get. They do the business out there. They do, like you get a tour of Alcatraz ghost done. You're gonna have to have a ghost.
That's just crazy.
But that would be lovely. Can you imagine getting paid £30,000 a year for what you enjoy?
That's crazy. Crazy. Beyond crazy. Sorry. That is crazy. 80k a year. 80k a year to watch ghosts and UFOs.
Yeah.
Seriously. They're sickening. Sickening. Of all the jobs I could probably do. Let's get back onto point now. Let's say anyone in the chat who would apply for it. Let's just say who would apply for that. If I lived in America, definitely. Dean Homeyard, am I saying that one? Homeyard. Hi guys, what is your views on mediums?
Well, I am one, so I suppose it's just a way of connecting to spirit and putting it out there to. I think anybody can become a medium. I don't think there's any God-given right that I've got to be a medium. I think I've learnt it in the way a good teacher would teach.
I'm with Simon. I think everyone has the ability to talk to the dead, talk to the spirit world. I think it's if you choose to or if you don't choose to. I don't think you've got any gift. I don't believe it is a gift. I just believe it is.
I think it is a gift. I do think it is a gift, but I think it's a gift that anybody is entitled to and can have. I do think it's a gift if you choose to use that gift.
Yeah. No, I think I do generally believe that they're quite an important part of any paranormal investigation. I really do. I know that people can, they want to sit on the fence with them and say this and say that, but I'm old enough and ugly enough to think, it's water for ducks back. Simple as. Call me what you want. Say what you want. It's never going to offend me. It really isn't. Not anymore. Far from that.
It used to. Used to take things to heart, but do you know what? I don't anymore.
Not anymore. I said you two would be rich by now. What you're doing, the shop goes and tell me about it. Well, I wouldn't have to do it, Heidi. I'd just have to sit in a forest looking in the sky and documenting it for 80k a year. That would be great. Oh yes, what did you do last night? I sat in a forest for 7 hours. What did you do? Just looked at the trees to see if I saw Bigfoot. Wow, you get paid for that? I did.
Yeah,
I did. Who wouldn't? I say that. Who wouldn't apply? I'm packing after the show and finding my passport. What you're doing? Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy that, and I hate to say it how it's going to sound, but only in America. I know we've got American listeners, and don't take that the wrong way, but your jobs are far more fascinating than what we have in over here. And that goes part from all around the globe, to be fair. We've known people that got paid quite a lot of money for feeding turtles. So, and that was too much of a strenuous hardship. But if you can get paid for something that you love, then why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Then why not?
I just wanted to go back and say to Dean, did that answer his question? And what are his views on mediums?
We've probably changed his view now because we're both mediums and the person's watching.
Yeah, but no,
but if he doesn't believe in them, then
no. But say what you want.
Yes. Yeah, it doesn't take any. You won't offend us because I know some paranormal teams that necessarily don't use mediums, don't want mediums, but for me, I think they're quite important. I really do.
Yeah, I do.
So that'd be my one. Any other questions, guys? Please put our questions over to us. Shameless plug coming up. Just remember, guys, it is our first birthday tomorrow at Cyrus Spiritual Connections at White Elm Garden Centre over in Bicknaker, CM3 and online. If you go onto some of our earlier posts throughout the week, it will give you all the details of what is going on, details of all the deals that are going on and all the little bits that we are doing tomorrow. I know we've got a couple of team members popping down throughout the day. So come down, give us a chat, catch up with everybody. I do believe that we've still got a few spaces left for some reading and healing.
It's very limited now. I think you've probably got one left in the afternoon.
So I'm booked up for the morning.
You're booked up from 2. You've got one at 2 o'clock. So you've got 3 o'clock, maybe for one.
Right, okay. Hold on, I've got questions coming in. You got my name right, most don't. I met my wife for a medium. Her son died at birth and attached himself to me. Oh, that's a lovely
That's lovely.
story.
Dean, that's lovely.
In the nicest possible way. That's a lovely story.
Yeah, that is.
Obviously, there's a
Yeah.
sad story to go with it, but that's a really nice story, and that's, that's great. I think that's a lovely story, and you must believe in the medium side of things, which is good.
Yeah, good.
So that is good. Did you see that?
Did I see that your old circles classes at your new spiritual circles? You did. If you want a space, you can get in quick. Let us know.
Give us an email, info@essexghosthunters.co.uk for that
Yes,
one. And then
we
Simon
are
will,
holding classes.
yeah.
30th of April is our first one.
I'll be there for coffee and cake. Well, coffee, you're going to need a coffee. I'll get you a hobgoblin by the sound of it, Kev. We'll have the special stuff under the counter for you. Don't worry. We know why we need your coffee tomorrow. Someone's going to have hangover. But no, pop down, have a chat with us. You name it, and we can have a chat. If I'm not there, someone else will be there to have a chat, because I could be there in a reading, or Simon could be there doing a healing. So, you never know what is going on. But I think we've sort of pretty much covered everything for things to what you get into when you get into an investigation.
Yeah.
I
just think be careful to what you're going into, especially if you're going into house clearance. You never know what you're going into. I always sort of think, and again, it's not for what's going to be in that house. It's going to be for what you could be letting yourself in for. I think it's always safer to go in a team because of the human element, not of spiritual element. I don't think there's anything where we've been chased out or of really. But it's just make sure you keep yourself safe. Although I would never do it, people do research before they go into the place. We've got researchers. We've got Kim that is lovely, and she does all our research for places. And then when we're picking things up as mediums, she'll tell us if we're on the right track or not. But go with build yourself a good team. That's all. We've got a great team, and what I would say is I learn from everybody in our team. I learn from anything. I'm still learning. The day I stop learning about paranormal will probably be the day when I pop my clogs. But then I'll probably learn more then. So,
we will learn more on the other side. Where did you experience the most activity on your investigation?
Oh God, Kev, there's been so many places. Bawley Rectory is probably one. Bawley Church is probably one, where we always experience something if you go there. Shepton Mallet Prison for twice, but for different reasons. Harwich Fault, everywhere we sort of get activity. Russ, I don't know if you've got one in particular.
One in particular.
See, I haven't got anything in particular, but there's certain things that I mean, Shepton for the two Sheptons were absolutely brilliant, weren't they?
Yes, yeah, they were good. I have a very where did we have the best experience for everybody? I think I would say we've had good seances. So for me, it would be Sandwich Guild Hall.
Yeah.
When I did the seance around that table, I don't know if Lisa and Andy are watching tonight, but they was in my group, and then we was communicating with a energy that was apparently, and you've got nothing to question what it wasn't, but Lord Admiral Nelson. And that was the most immense feeling we had. Before we even knew it was Nelson, we had people losing feelings in their arm. We had Andy at the time questioning the energy. What was the name of your ship? Was it A, the Mary Rose, B, the Titanic, C, Victory? And it would move on the answer that we was waiting for. That was probably, over the years I've done it, one of the most jaw-dropping, because of the sense of who I was communicating with, rather than the activity as well. But then when we looked at it, it took 3 of us to move the table back into place because it was so heavy, and this table was lifting. I talk about the experience at Avenue House that we've just done.
Yeah.
And the table experiment in the seance that we did, we had to get up off our chairs because the table went from one end of the room to the other. It pushed a couple of us into the fireplace. It pushed a couple of us out the door. The table would have gone out the door. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm very much, for me, I love the physical side of the paranormal. I love the intenseness when we do seances, spirit board sessions and things like that, because it takes it to the next level.
I also think some of our Welsh team trips have been up there with some of the best activities that we've had as well.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, there's so many of them, Kev. It's so hard to remember. There is really a lot of activities that, I could probably sit here all night. I probably could sit here all night and remember them. Keep remembering them. Because there has been so many, isn't there?
Yeah.
Along the way.
Craigie Nor Castle, where the box flew at me and Joe. It literally picked up off the chair and was literally thrown at us down the corridor.
And Avenue House last week, in the cellar, nothing much had gone on. To be honest, nothing much had gone on. It was me, Scotty, was it Jay? I was with Jay, Lisa. And then 5 minutes of absolute pandemonium. And in that 5 minutes, it was crazy. Honestly, it was crazy. We had, it was either something thrown or something being banged on the wall, and like you've never heard. There was things above us. Scotty T was seeing things come around the corner. And then as fast as it started, it stopped. And that's spirit for you. I think that is spirit for you.
Yeah. Yeah. There is not to say there's so many, because that, but I think I take it that everything, every time I do something, every time I'm still fascinated by it.
Yeah.
I'm still fascinated by it. There's nothing now, we've been doing this for 22 years now.
Yeah. And do you know what? Steph's in the chat, and I think me and her were the only ones that stayed up at Shire Hall in the prison cells. We sat in. She was opposite the cell to what I was in, and we heard chains rattling. We heard footsteps. What we heard in that place was unbelievable, and you lot were all snoring.
Yeah, well,
I know.
That's what night time's for sometimes. Bawley is an amazing place.
Kev, if you ever get a chance and you want to see something, don't take a big crowd of you up there, but have a drive up there a couple of you. Did you hear that?
My phone just clicked on.
And just park outside the church and look in the church. That's all I can tell you to do. I need to sit there and just look in the church from the car or get out of the car if you're brave enough. But
Where in the UK would you dream
which
to
is your
investigate?
the UK, Jedburgh Castle.
Jedburgh Castle.
Yeah.
That'd be Simon's one. I think I would like the Tower of London. I think that's my one. I think the Tower of London would be good. You know, there's so many places. I think you could put the underground in there.
Oh, yeah.
I think the underground could be quite easily placed in there.
Yeah,
There's a few castles that we go to that I'd love to get into.
Ireland. There's Ireland. There's quite a few places. I mean, we've done Lep, but look at the other place.
Malahide Castle.
Yeah, God.
Yeah, there's loads. There's loads, to be fair, but yeah, it would definitely be.
If we could get paid the 80,000 a year, Dane, we could probably go and do them all, but we just can't get it over this country. If you know any American companies that want to.
A church in Upminster has an haunted record in the press. It's supposed to be a very dark, frightening spirit. I'm sure it's somewhere on some web somewhere.
Okay, well, we used to live in Upminster. What church is it?
Yeah, where is it? I probably walked through it.
It's not the one up the little church lane, is it?
You've got a couple, though, haven't you? You've got one up the Chase, not the Chase.
Yeah, the Chase. The Chase is one of them, and that's
fishing
where.
lakes are.
Yeah, and that's where we've got to get to find Nan's half sister, Nan's sister who died. Grave.
Is that one under the bridge?
Yeah.
It's sort of next to the school, isn't it? That
Yeah.
one. Yeah, that bit up there.
Yeah, you're right, Steph. It was the best full apparition.
There's Dean said he think it's the one in the hill. I think it's the one in the hill. That must be it, because I do think you go up a dirt track.
Yeah,
It is risen a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got the main one in Upminster Town. St Lawrence's, is it St Lawrence's?
Yeah, there's that one, yeah.
It's not going to be the one in Cranham, because that was pretty modern. You haven't got one really around the back, have you, of Upminster anywhere that I can imagine?
I can't think.
It can only be the one up the Chase.
And
As
there
far
are
as
on the back of room stores, or what used to. Yeah.
Yeah, the one at the back of room stores.
I don't know if it's that one.
There's only little though, isn't it? That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then what does your boundaries of Upminster finish? Yeah, no, it's on the hill as if you're coming from Hornchurch. Yeah. Yeah, I think it is. It's up by the school. I won't mention the school's name, so everyone will go and find it then. But it's just before the under bridge, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we know it.
on the little roundabout.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only one that I know. It's nothing. It's nothing going out towards sort of South Ockenden way, is there? There's no churches out that way. There's a couple in Baltham.
On the, yeah.
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's it. Yeah. No, that it's one that we've never really done, to be fair, because there's a couple of houses next to it. So
They don't usually stop us,
yeah.
But yeah.
No, but when we rock up
we have got to go there.
When we rock up at 10 o'clock at night, it's a bit different, though, isn't it? It's a bit different. All right, guys, we have come sort of towards the end of the show. So we've got 5 minutes left before I finish all
I'm sure you've got one more plug in there, haven't you?
Yeah, we can get one more plug in there, guys. It is our birthday celebration tomorrow at Cyrus Spiritual Connection. So please make sure you pop down to see us at White Elm Garden Centre, CM3 4LR in Malden, Bicknaker. We have got some cracking deals for you as well. We have got spend over £15, you'll get a free raffle ticket that enters you into a prize draw for 2 Cash's Well tickets. Deal number 2, if you spend over £30, you'll get that free raffle ticket for 2 tickets, to 2 prize draw tickets, and then you'll get 10% off of your total price. And if you spend over £50, you'll get that free raffle ticket entry as well, and 15% off of all your purchases. That is also available on the website www.si-rus.co.uk. Everything that is scrolling along the bottom of the show. I am sure that we will go live a couple of times throughout the day tomorrow, live from the shop, so you can see us. Please come down. Look, we're not asking you to buy anything.
No,
we're just asking you to come down and spend a bit of time with us. And as Simon said, I have forgotten the other deal as well. If you book tomorrow in a healing session and a reading, it will be the very special price of £40. Okay, yeah. You get both for £40, which is normally £50. We may not be able to get you in tomorrow, but we will take the booking tomorrow and you will get that price. Okay, you'll get that price. If you booked it in a month's time, you'll still pay as long as it's booked in and bought on the day. Okay, but no, thank you ever so much for everyone that's listening. Phil, Dinah, another great discussion. See you at the shop tomorrow. Loads of people are coming down to see us. I can't wait to see us. And please, if I am in a reading and you haven't seen me, or Simon's in a healing, please just stay around and have a little chat with us, because we love to see our listeners and guests anyway. All right. See you in the bunker tomorrow. Is it cold down there?
Can be.
Can be.
Yeah,
So,
I'd say bring a jumper and take off.
yeah, and a jacket, because it will all be there. You can leave it in the mess room. It's all locked in. We're locked in once we're in. All right then, guys. Thank you ever so much for everybody that has joined us tonight on Pulse Talk Radio. It's an absolute pleasure that you have joined us. Take care, everybody. We shall be back next week talking about more random rubbish. Glad you've enjoyed the chat. So take care, everybody, on Pulse Talk Radio. See you later. Take care, and see you next week.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you for everybody that has joined us on Facebook tonight. Sorry I've kept plugging away. We don't normally do it, but it's a special one for us tomorrow. Yes. We are very proud of what we have achieved. So you just have to put up with it tonight. So no. You can't do anything now. So take care, everybody. For everyone that has seen us tomorrow, take care, stay safe,
See you tomorrow.
and see you next week.